Guys, guys, the judge has ruled in favor of Auntie Donna in her court case. So not sure, if most of you are aware that, she was taken to court by someone for who allegedly that she, owes them over $30,000, but they took Auntie Donna to small claim court where the maximum that she could get was $8,000. But based on, the final court order from the case, basically, it was a directed verdict in favor of the defendant, who is Auntie Donna. So, the judge ruled in favor of Auntie Donna, and then the plaintiff basically lost the case, right? So the paperwork said a directed verdict. And what that directed verdict means is that the judge decided the case without letting a jury decide. It also means that this usually happens when there wasn't enough evidence to support the plaintiff's claim. Right? So directed verdict is that the judge decided the case without letting a jury decide, and it's because there wasn't enough evidence to support the plaintiff's claim. Now, there was no money amount filled in, so that means that there was no money awarded to Auntie Donna at the end of the trial. So basically what this means overall is that the case is over. The defendant, Auntie Donna, won. The plaintiff does not receive anything, and the decision was made directly by the judge and not the jury. So the bottom line is that the court dismissed the case in favor of Auntie Donna because the plaintiff didn't present enough evidence to continue or win. Now, when I look more into it, and I asked, can this case be appealed? It says, yes, it can likely be appealed. So it says a directed verdict is a final decision by the judge. So the losing party, the plaintiff, usually has the right to appeal. And appeal means asking a higher court to review whether the judge made a legal mistake. So what is important, appeals must be filed quickly, often within 30 days in Florida. And the appeal is not a new trial. It only reviews whether the judge applied the law correctly and whether the case was improperly dismissed. So I hear a lot of people keep saying, oh, they can go to a higher court, or they should appeal. Appealing doesn't mean it's going to be a new trial. Appeal, as this states, is only a review that the judge applied the law correctly in dismissing the case. Now, when asked, can the case be refiled? The answer is most likely no, right? Because a directed verdict means a final judgment on the merits, right? And this usually triggers res judica, or the legal rule, meaning the case has been decided. So in plain English, the plaintiff cannot file the same case again against the same person for the same issue. And this means that it was dismissed with prejudice. Dismissed with prejudice. What that means is that the plaintiff cannot take the defendant to court again for the same issue. If it was dismissed without prejudice, it meant that the plaintiff, or Auntie Donna, would basically temporarily have won her case, and then the plaintiff could, get new paperwork or whatever and put re-sue her. But with this case, it says that it's a final judgment, basically means that it was dismissed with prejudice, You cannot file the same case again against the same person for the same issue. This would be what you would call double jeopardy. So exceptions, which are rare but possible, is that the case might be refiled only if the dismissal was without prejudice. And this document, that I'm looking at for Auntie Donna's case, it doesn't show that. Or the new case is based on completely different facts or claim. So if she wants to sue Auntie Donna again, it would have to be different facts or different claims. The bottom line, an appeal is possible. Yes, that is likely. Refile the same case? No. This usually means the case is permanently closed. The judge's decision is considered final and binding, dismissed with prejudice. Now, I hear all of these so-called, legal minds going around that, the person should have done this and the person should have done that. Where was all this legal information when everybody was cheering the person on to say, yes, you need to, file a lawsuit? All of this is reactive instead of proactive. Right? But at the end of the day, no matter what anyone is going to say now, or everybody is retrying the case on social media doesn't dictate what happens in the courtroom. Courtroom is what says and what has legal standing. And that means Auntie Donna has won her case, because in this case, it is a win. Yes, it is a win because the person took her to court for her to pay her $8,000 and it was dismissed with prejudice. She can't file the same claim against her again, and she didn't get any money. So, yes, she won. Auntie Donna won her case. So, it doesn't matter with everybody is, doing a lot of lip service out there. Auntie Donna won her case, and the case cannot be retried based on what is there. So no double jeopardy. The case is dismissed with prejudice. Big up Auntie Donna.